All right, good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for June 20th, 2023. Start with the 30-minute hybrid swing. And starting with Alcoa. Yesterday, or Friday, we tried the 1, 2, 3. It closed well. Today it gapped down to here, so we took the -2 loss. There was a potential hook happening here. I'll wait to see that break and go tomorrow. The other metals were a little stronger than that. AI, no trade. Caterpillar, no trade. There was a hybrid frog early, but I missed it. Cliff, last trade on this one was Friday. We took the one-day gift short. It continued to sell off today. It went into the spring, did the RLXD, so we took a COTA 2 off of this low. So looking for that to get to the top of the RL10. I will stop and reverse on that one. CVS took the COTA 2, closed well, holding 1 hour overnight. Dish Network added a second position on the Emerging Dragon. So we started that one last Friday. There's the COTA 2 and the Emerging Dragon, because it's above this, and it closed pretty well. It's testing the top right here. So if this goes, it should really go all the way up to here, to 7 1/4. So I'll be looking to add another position. If this starts failing at all, then I'm out. I want to try to preserve the win in the second position. Devon Energy was a big gap down. So we took the early short, standard risk, leg 1, pause, leg 2, and took the exit at the edge of the dragon where we always do. And that's 3R win. No overnight risk. That one continued to close pretty well. That would be an SSC tomorrow if this continues, say, above 48.30. Electronic Arts took the intraday short on the big gap down. It closed poorly, so I'm going to hold that one overnight with 2R in hand. That was a continuation of the short. The big gap down in emerging markets never really got worse, and we took a half an hour gain in the middle of the day. Ethereum, trade of the day. We had held our nose on this one on Friday, and this thing closed well. And then today, it just took off like a scalded ape. So we got the second and the third position intraday, and then I got all out because of reasons. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15R on that one. 7, 8, 9. 9R on this one. 4R on that one for a total of 28R. 28 reasons to get out of it. Now, it did a bunch more jumping around, so this thing is going to be lively tomorrow. But you can't short it, so I wanted to make bank on that. We took the short in Mexico. Standard risk. holding 3R, and it closed poorly. If it breaks below the 5-day low at 62.50, I'll add a second position. Yeah, it's a very tight MMRB on ETHE. That's exactly right. That's why it's a 28-hour win. And that's on the 30-minute bar. And when you are fine-tuning that intraday on the 3-minute, that's actually not even a wide bar. This is 25 cents or 20. That's about, so that would be 25 cents. That's about 10 cents. The R10 is 6 cents. And this thing took off intraday on the 30-minute. That never looked back. So when you dial this down to 3 minutes, that's an extremely wide stop, and you get your loss to no lose plus dinner for two quick. And then at the close of the day, you're holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's well out of your stop range, so you're not at any risk. And then on today's move, after it breaks out of this congestion, it starts going. You can get a tight risk, and off you go. And by this time, you've got 10R in hand. So that's all market's money. Know your statistics. Brazil took the COTA 2 entry. We're holding 1R. Intel, we closed the two positions went up. It opened here and started to sell off, so we took the exit at the PSAR for about 4. IP, no trade. IYR, no trade. Real estate, it was a big gap down, and it broke through this kind of triple bottom right here. So it gapped to here and started to sell off. So we took the short, standard risk, and then it never really followed through and then just petered out. So basically a scratch. McDonald's, we closed this one on Friday. There was really not much. There was probably a short here, but I don't like shorting McDonald's. It's been one of the strongest stocks, so we'll stock that one for tomorrow. Merck. This is a COTA 2 and an emerging dragon. It's holding about half an hour. Microsoft, no trade. Marijuana, no trade. NVIDIA, reinitiated the, that was a really nice trade all of last week. Here's the nice orderly COTA 2 today. So took it right at the PSAR flip and set the stop right here at the belly of the dragon, and it closed very well, and that's holding 2R. So the stop is still here, and we got 2R in hand. PBW, there was a gap down and sell-off, but and that all that did was, sorry, that should be down in here. Still holding that trade. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have gotten out of this at the edge of the dragon, but span of control with ETHE and just missed this one. So I'll be looking at to manage that trade early in the morning. Rivian, no trade. I missed the COTA 2. Treasuries, no trade. Tesla, re-entered. This failed, and then I couldn't find a way to get back in. And today, I just held my nose and bought it with a risk at the edge of the dragon, and this thing closed very well, and it's holding +4. You know, those tight MMRBs are the secret to this style of trading. I mean, if this fails, I take a 1R loss, but it doesn't fail, and I'm holding 4R intraday. You don't even have to hold that overnight. U.S. Steel initiated COTA 2. It's holding about half an hour. Let's see here. Here's Devon Energy. Trying to zoom in on that a little bit. Big gap down, the OR3 got the short entry. Took the 2R gain at the edge of the dragon in the usual way. Took the, that is a pocket re-entry, or a COTA 2 to the downside, because this would have been the collapsing dragon. This one, we wait for the R10 to roll over. It rejects the dragon, and we can enter that short because we have one trade in hand. We can enter here in the pocket as a COTA 2. Otherwise, this would have been a collapsing dragon. Standard exit for 1R. The COTA 2 or collapsing dragon re-entry on the failure gives us another 2R, standard exit at the edge of the dragon. Stay out of the chop. Emerging dragon, COTA 2. About 2R gain at the close. So standard work, that's about 6R day. Standard work. Now, I said Ethereum was the trade of the day. Here's what the turbo intraday looks like on the 28R. This is now on 3 minute. Now, that's what a 10-cent risk looks like before it explodes. So it doesn't need to be any wider than that. That's a 10-cent risk. The actual MMRB on this thing, the R10, is 6 cents, which would be something like right here. But why be that close? Why not just make it around 10? Now, once this thing takes off and the chart starts rescaling itself, that looks like it's incredibly small in retrospect. But right now, that's perfectly manageable. Like this entire move from here to here is only about 10 cents. That's perfectly manageable. All right, so you decide where you want to put your stop to lock in a R. Maybe you just put it there and say, let me lock in +1. And then those are just 2R battle drills. I add a second position at +2, a third position at +4. It rolls over, and that captures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That captures an 8 additional R intraday. Caught a 2 re-entry. 10-cent risk to the bottom of the dragon. Two R battle drills twice. That gets another 6R. So that's a total of 15R on those 2 trade series, in addition to the 28 on the swing. Find the movers, and it's all statistics. The size of the risk box is determined by math. It tells you what the manageable size of the risk is. Now, I want you to notice a couple other spots of interest for trade management. The R10 bottoms out. It PSAR flips here. This is also, notice, strong summer, fall. It dips briefly into the winter and then gets right back into the summer. The fact that it does not have a big winter is an indication of the long side. And then on this nice move, when you're thinking, oh, joy, rapture, that tells you that maybe that leg is done. You have this extreme move away from the Red River, and it rolls over. That's a great place to exit. And now it goes summer, fall, summer, and that's where it reverts back into the summer, and that coincides with the PSAR flip, and it explodes again. And this is just a 1-2 exit at the edge of the dragon, and that thing breaks right where it shows you it's supposed to break. Absolutely standard work. Let's see. While we're here, we did some debriefing of some systems that are being developed in the Creativity 202 course. This is Luke, and he's working on assessing an intraday system, and it has typical trades that look like this, and he's looking to minimize the impact. He's performed his weekly review, and we reviewed his statistics, notes to himself about ensuring that he has gratitude, empathy, and mindfulness, but really making his decisions based on the histogram reviews, because the edge is math. And then he has a supportive community environment to review that with. So when he puts his rules together, and then he takes 111 trades, he gets 111 trades in 60 days. Best trade was 1.77. Worst trade was minus 1.4. 56 winners, 54 losers, 1 scratch. So that's a coin flip. That's a coin flip that's 50-50. And the average winner compared to the average loser is 2-1. So it's a coin flip that pays 2-1 that has no overnight risk and no fat outsized anomalies to lure you away. It captures a ton of 1Rs and 1.5Rs and then only had one bad trade and then half the time only takes half an R loss. That gives you a 50-50 coin flip that pays 2-1 with a system quality number of 3.4. And it didn't even feel good to him trading it, but the math is irresistible. The hardest problem he has with this one is to keep his chimpanzee from trying to do more. And this is what the equity curve looks like. It's an absolute straight line. That's as straight a line and up and to the right as you want. And then this thing stabilizes very quickly at a 0.3 expectancy. Nothing wrong with that. Maximum drawdown is trivial. The worst drawdown was 4 losses in a row at 0.6 average loss, so 2R drawdown, and captures 30R in 60 days. Trading a very liquid index instrument. Almost no slippage. Very low commissioned. Lots of volume. So that's what the creativity course is doing for him. And the daily check-ins. All right, we'll go to the traders now. This is Steve. Goes for a COTA 2 here. Takes a win. Takes the stop and reverse. Might have added a second position. He was considering it. Takes the nice exit here for about 3R. There was an SSC right here where you would expect. Right where you would expect to find support. And that trade was available. This one was nice because notice it's out of the Red River, which is here. It's out of the Red River, and it's into the spring, into the summer, into the fall. Oh, there was one here, too. Out of the Red River, becomes spring right there. Second position if it breaks out above the emerging dragon. That could have been massive. Damien waited until he was ready to trade, so he didn't trade inside the chop. Took the PSAR, flip, cashed 1R in 30 minutes. Tim? Trading Intel brings home 4R. Here's an OR3 short. Perfect exit. Re-enter short. Perfect exit. Tries long, -1. Tries short, -1. Tries long, -1. So he gave back 3. He was up 7, but still nets 4. Chevron brings home 0.9. OR3 short, second position scratches. Gives back a combination of 1R on those two sideways chops. Stay out of the river. Constantine, our prop trader, just doing what he does. Waits for the New York Open. He's trading the gold dollar on the 2-minute. Breakdown at the place where you would expect. Short, textbook, standard risk, 6.5R for 2 hours. Done. Euro-Asia peaks at the peak of the New York session, gets the PSAR flip, short for 5, basic statistics, finds support at the previous resistance. Great exit. Let's see who this is. Red. PSAR flip, waits for confirmation, captures 1.5. I guess he's waiting for a collapsing dragon scratch. This one I would rather see you in like right here. Although this is probably a Z3 pinch. I don't mind that. Quick scratch, stays out of the chop. Tries short, quick cut. Tries short, gets paid. There was a re-entry available for a even bigger move. Almost 2 for the day on that one. Find the movers. This is not moving. When this fails to follow through, we can be short here and get paid. This doesn't work. I get out of this right there at the edge of the dragon. If that doesn't, this is supposed to work right now. When it doesn't, get out. That's a reasonable short that scratches. A reasonable short. I think I get out here because I see the Z3 lines pinching. That didn't hurt you. This is good job staying out of the chop. Correct. Intel. OR3. Excellent collapsing dragon, gets paid. Tries 1. When it doesn't fail, he scratches, stays out of the chop. That's good work. Mostly chop. He does get paid here. So minus 0.5. That seems like that should be better than plus 0.4. Maybe not. If that's 0.5, that looks like a better trade. I don't know. And that's great stuff there. I think this was in the chop, and we'd have done better. Yeah, you did better on the other symbol staying out of that chop. Merck. Yeah, that's a good exit. It prevents a disaster. I like that you didn't chase here, and that you waited for like a COTA 2. One more try. That's not bad. I don't mind that one. I like the an entry somewhere in here when this is breaking out and challenging the Z2. That was unfortunate, but good job getting paid. Got paid. Micro loss. Or just not finding the movers. Um, I gotta say, take a look at Tesla, the most important stock in the market. If you're trading on the 3 minutes, there's a mover. Tesla has been moving for 6 weeks. Find the movers. What moved today? They're going to move tomorrow. Tesla was the third biggest mover. Nvidia was great. Nvidia's a mover. Brazil, not so much. On the short side, most of that hit in the opening, but that was the OR3 that you needed to get. Take a look at Tesla. Or trade the OR3s on the ones you are picking. Here's a Z3 pinch. There's an entry. That's also an entry. There's a trade with an exit somewhere in here. I like this short. I like the exit, and I'd like to see you stop and reverse right there. And then, now it doesn't follow through, but this would be a pretty good entry. The market 150. Now today was the first sign of weakness out of this whole move up. So out of this congestion zone, out of this whole move up, this was the first give back. So we don't know what that's going to be yet. It hasn't gotten into the dragon yet, but you can't let it get past 430, which is the PSAR flip. So I'm still long biased on this one. Zooming in on the 30-day, this closed poorly and then recovered. I should say it actually closed pretty well. It dipped into the dragon a little bit. You can't let it get below 430. To me, the spine of the dragon, the 5-day low, I don't let it get below there. I don't even let it get below today's low. This thing is supposed to go right away. If it gets above the peak of this RL10 at about 445, up we go. And that's the 150-day high right there. So if it gets above there, there's no resistance. Saw a little bit of weakness creeping in. Volatility is peaking, and now this abnormal upside favorable volatility is going to start collapsing. When you see this, that's a sign of potential weakness coming in. Today was the first day of that. So we got to be mindful that the easy money on the long side's over. Nvidia and Tesla were the anomalies today, making 10-day, 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month highs. Find the movers. Trade the movers. Handful of auto framers, handful of squeezes, including Caterpillar and the Russell. That's a good news. Campbell Soup, Godzilla, VXX, Malaysia, all stealthy Godzillas just waiting to start raging. Here was the cut line between gains and losses. Only a handful of winners today. Nvidia, Tesla. Ethereum will be interesting, but that's such a short-term play for me. Not a swing. Now, the things that suffered today are likely to be moving large tomorrow. Devon, Intel, Alcoa. Short list. Don't know which way they're going to break, but they are in play. Some are still dominating in the Four Seasons. Look at the broad weakness today. What was not weak today? Tesla, Merck, Treasuries, Brazil. Trading value here. Marijuana, banks, clean energy, Tesla, Devon. All right, that's everything we got for tomorrow. We'll get ready for tomorrow. Everything for today. Let's get ready for tomorrow.